Thank you, Acting Speaker, and I rise to give my contribution to the Mental Health Amendment Bill 2025, which is about making our mental health system stronger, safer and more responsive to the people who depend on it. I apologise in advance if I sniff and cough. I unfortunately I've got a bit of a bug from my grandchildren, which is just the way it is. It keeps going around. They keep giving us the love. So please excuse me. I'd like to thank the previous members, the member for Frankston and the member for Mulgrave, for their very pointed contributions and very clear, concise ideas. I might just mention that the member for Mulgrave, with her experience as being a psychologist and talking to people that are affected and around this bill, having their concerns about the police knowing intimate details and the concerns they express about the police maybe having those intimate details. She's speaking from experience about people she cares deeply for and helps, and the member for Mulgrave respectfully disagreed. He doesn't have the same lived experience, and he was concerned about the police, and it's fair enough to be concerned about the police. The police do an incredibly difficult job. I talk to my local police all the time, and they are brilliantly trained to deal with all manners of things. So I assume that if a police officer turns up and there's banging behind the door, they're trained, they understand how to deal with that, and they keep themselves and the people who are in harm's way and who are affected, they keep them safe. I will talk a little bit about a friend of mine. I won't name him, but I want to talk a little bit about his experience. And part of that experience is that he has called the police himself because he fears he's going to harm someone. He has severe mental health issues, and he will call the police and say he may self-harm or harm someone, and the police come to him along with ambulance, and they understand very well how to deal with these situations. So I wanted to make that comment in refute, I guess, to the member for Mulgrave's brief comment. These amendments, I want to talk about some of these amendments, and I want to celebrate that they're a good thing. Sitting here listening to the other side, you think all is doom and gloom, and that there is nothing working, and that's not the case at all. So I do celebrate the work that's been done here, and I celebrate the people that have worked on this bill. The amendments, pardon me, might look technical at first glance, but they are practical and they are people-focused changes that matter. They will support treatment, improve safeguards and deliver on the vision set by the historic Royal Commission into Victoria's mental health system that this government began. The bill makes 3 changes. It transfers the functions of the Forensic Leave Panel to the Mental Health Tribunal. It strengthens information sharing provisions so they work as the Royal Commission intended. And it makes minor amendments to ensure the Act continues to operate as it should and as it need for people like my friend who have fairly severe mental health conditions. The Mental Health and Wellbeing Act of 2022 itself was a landmark reform. It reset the legislative foundation of our system, promoted good mental health and wellbeing, and supported services that reflected the needs and preferences of Victorians. And importantly, it placed people at the heart of the system, making sure the voices of those with lived and living experience, their families, carers and supporters shape the way services are designed and delivered. Now, I want to take this opportunity to thank the many people who have helped make the 2022 Act a reality, those within the sector that developed education and training resources, led engagement and worked closely with the department. Our mental health workforce, who are the backbone of the system, providing world-leading care during a time of enormous reform and change. And most of all, people with lived and living experience and their families and supporters for continuing to guide and partner with us to achieve better outcomes. Because when we listen to the communities that these changes affect, we get better results. And we listen all the time. We have people in Parliament today wanting to talk about some mental health issues. We know the difficulties that they face, we understand the challenges that they face, and we are forever working to help support and change things. This bill is about tweaks, and we as a government have bring legislation to this parliament, and then we constantly tweak and change it so that we can make it better as things change in the community over time. This bill is part of the natural evolution of that Act. As the system grows and reforms take shape, we must keep adjusting the legislative framework so it remains strong, responsive and fit for purpose. The first major change in this bill is the transfer of functions from the Forensic Leave Panel to the Mental Health Tribunal. Much has been said about this already. The Forensic Leave Panel has played an important role in supporting rehabilitation and community reintegration by hearing applications for supervised leave. That leave is not just an administrative process, it is a vital part of treatment and recovery. It is about people, it is about humanity. Under this bill, the Forensic Leave Panel will cease and its functions will move into a new forensic division of the Mental Health Tribunal. This tribunal is well placed to take on this role. There is already significant overlap in expertise with psychiatrists, psychologists and community members who have the right forensic knowledge and experience. The tribunal has well-established processes for hearings, issuing decisions and reasons, and already has relationships with forensic patients at designated services. I think that's another thing you might recall as well, that unfortunately some of these patients and people that are coming before the board are well known, and their stories and histories are well known. This change streamlines the system, reduces duplication and provides a more efficient safeguard. It will help people get timely access to leave that supports their rehabilitation while still maintaining strong protections for the community. I also want to extend my thanks to the members of the Forensic Leave Panel, particularly President Justice Rita Inserti, for their dedicated service and the integrity that they have brought to their work. The second major reform in this bill is information sharing, and much has been said about that already. The Royal Commission told us clearly that we need modern IT systems if we want a mental health system that is safe, coordinated and consumer focused. The existing client management system is more than 30 years old and no longer fit for purpose. That is why we are delivering the new electronic health information system. This system will create a statewide record so the right information is available to the right care provider at the right time. It will allow staff to spend more time with patients instead of duplicating paperwork. It will mean people do not have to retell their stories every time they walk through a new door. And it will empower people by giving them access to their own information and the ability to play an active role in decisions about their care. Taken together, these amendments continue the work of the 2022 Act and the Royal Commission. They are about building a system where every person feels safe, feels seen, feels supported, where services work together instead of in silos, and where the law underpins good care and good outcomes. Victoria is the leading nation on mental health reforms. We've invested more than $600 million to support and grow the workforce, delivered over 170 acute beds, rolled out 15 locals with more to come. I think the member for Mulgrave said, the member for Hawthorn said there was just a couple. It's unfortunate that they underplay that, but there's actually 15 locals already rolled out and more to come. And we've backed the lived experience workforce with more than $140 million. We've launched a suicide prevention and response strategy, expanded services for young people and First Nations communities, and we continue to invest in regional Victoria so no one is left behind. I'm very excited with the Frankston Hospital $1.1 billion build, and it will be opening soon, and the mental health ward there is absolutely fantastic. I think, again, in designing that ward, they've taken in the lived experience of what people need and what they go through. I've run out of time to talk about my friend, but he is in a very dark place. I still don't believe that they still do electric therapy. What is it? Yeah, so he's still, what's the movie? I was thinking about it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, he's still going through it. I commend this bill to the House.